computer. Okay, makes up next level beats and basically.
You gonna serve him up? You serve him well.
Let's see here. Make sure we're live on the other. All right. Okay. Welcome to Open Chat number 78. The virtues or not of single fatherhood. What's going on, Johnny Blaze?
Hey, not too much, man. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Give me just one moment. All right. So yeah, man. Welcome to another one of our fatherhood. Was it our streams on what am I trying to say? Fatherhood series.
Yeah.
Yeah, fatherhood series. And this topic today is a peculiar one. And I think you were saying, I think that, like, okay, this was something that you had kind of, outlined and you wanted to talk about. You brought it up as a topic because I guess there's a whole conversation, right, about the virtues of being a single father, i.e., like the whole surrogacy conversation. And I think that
Right.
was what sparked this whole thing, right?
Yeah, that's what kind of sparked the whole thing. Somebody mentioned about, getting a surrogate to have a child. Now,
Right. Mm-hmm.
we know from the perspective, women can go to a sperm bank and they can, have children that way. But there's nothing on the side for men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the question comes up in my mind is, you and I spoke about this. Why would someone want to be a single parent? Now
Yeah.
people and I think people have many different reasons why they want to do it. I'm not here to judge whether you want to be one or not. Okay. But I just want to lay out, do you know all the things that you need to prepare yourself for? That's what I want to discuss.
I mean,
I think that's important.
Yeah, because I remember when you brought it up and we both laughed, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I mean, they want this? They want to do this?
Hey. But you know what, man? There seems to be a growing push for this thing.
Yeah, that's why I was like, they want this? Huh. Like,
hey, man, look, I look at it like this. Who am I to judge?
Yeah, I mean, but that's why we're going to talk about the virtues, right? I mean, who are we to judge?
Yeah.
I know being in it myself, you being in it yourself. Yeah, I mean, if you were to ask us, I don't know about that one, but we're perhaps there's some validity to it. Maybe at our old age, we don't see the virtues.
Yeah.
Are we missing something here?
You know what, man? I think you may hit it on the head. We're older. We have a lot more experience, a lot more wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Guys in our 40s. I'm getting ready. I'm like 2 years from 50 now. So, so I don't know.
Yeah. Now hold on one second, man. Let me do this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we got it right here. So let me do this. All right. So I'm going to do this and do. Wait, where the hell was it? All right. Do you guys see this here? Hold on. Let me get my phone so I can make sure everything is. Yeah, because dude, I'm kind of scratching. I'm left scratching my head at that one.
Right.
Just kind of given everything that I've had to face, and this wasn't by choice, right? And then I'm like, okay, this wasn't by choice, and these are the things that I've how my life was fundamentally altered, right? And then in terms of just responsibility, being the sole parent, and that was in a situation where it wasn't by choice, right?
Correct.
So then I'm sort of like, well, I need to understand why you would choose this. Because yeah, it's just not making a lick of sense in my view anyway. But let's take a look here.
Okay.
Everybody see the on the screen? Do you see this here? Yeah, okay, it's there. All right. So, do you want to be a single father? I like the bubbles.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a couple points here, John. You want to go ahead and preface this?
Yeah. So here are now there are actually multiple points, but let's start with these first four. So let's take it from this standpoint. And we're going to kind of use your terminology of the new social construct or the new industrial age.
Mhm.
Now, as any grown person, man or woman, we'll speak from a man, number one, you have to do. Everybody got to pay the four walls. That means you got to have a place to stay. You got to pay rent or mortgage.
Mhm.
You got to pay utilities. You got to buy food, and you're going to need some kind of transportation.
Mhm.
That goes without saying. So that we can go ahead and take that off the table right now. That's before you even have the child.
Right. That's just for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So now child comes along. Now, one thing about kids need clothes, especially babies. You and I both know they go through diapers and clothes in that first year, and
Oh,
you're constantly
crap.
spending. Okay.
Yeah. Diapers, especially, man.
Yeah.
I mean, little things like that, diapers and wipes, for example.
Alone are just insane, and they go through them so fast.
Yeah, just diapers and wipes alone, not including everything else. Yeah.
So let's say as a single parent now, you got to work, so therefore you're gonna need daycare
Yeah,
of some
you
sort.
are.
Mhm.
Somebody's got to take care of the kid while you're taking
Yeah.
care of number one, right? I mean,
And granted, my daughter's 20, so I don't know what the going rate for daycare is these days. But
a
I know
lot.
what it was back in 2000, 2001.
I want to say they said the average cost of daycare is something like, was it like $12 or $1,600 a month?
A month. Yeah.
Something like that. Something crazy.
So now with that, and I'll say this, you get what you pay for.
There's that part.
Yeah.
Right, because you could pay that money for daycare, or you could pay that same money and put them in a Montessori.
Right. Now that kind of leads into the next thing. That's going to be your before and after school program. So let's say your kid's in school. What time does the school open? You still got to be at work at certain times.
Mhm.
And a lot of folks, some people work an average 10-hour day.
Right. When you add in commute.
Yeah. Oh, didn't even think about the commute.
Oh, I thought you were factoring in commute.
No, I'm talking just the average work time. Because
Yeah,
a
total
variety,
time.
I was gonna say a variety of career fields, have different hours. So,
Mhm.
particularly like if you work in healthcare, you're working long days. If you're a nurse or a lot of shift workers who do like Panama shifts, they work 12 hours.
This is very true, because I'm kind of contextualized it like in my own sort of situation where it was, for me, it was always kind of like a 8 to 5 type of thing.
Right.
Right. And then, well, I was working, I was running the shop and everything, so I could have my daughter hang out with me. I had an office and stuff, so there were things that she could do, but for the most part, yeah, I'm thinking 8 to 5, right? But there's people who work different shifts. They work weekend days. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. So, given we've gone through these first 4 items, how much money do you need for these 4?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, wait. Right. So we were just talking about, like, depending on where daycare, right, where they're going, that could determine, what you're paying. But let's just say any minimum $800 a month, right, on up. Right. Then you have your 4 walls: rent, utilities, food, transportation, clothing.
Yep.
And then all of the stuff, right, before and after school care, snacks, all that stuff. Snacks is a big thing too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So,
kids are snackers. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. They like to snack a lot.
you know, like man, my daughter, for instance, I grill a lot. And my
Okay.
daughter wakes up, man, and she eats like meat for breakfast. You know, if I got grilled fish or steak, and that's what she's having. She
Damn.
doesn't eat like she doesn't do like cereal and
Mm.
no.
Oh man, my daughter's like a little rabbit. She's like, I want a muffin and fruit. Sometimes she'll want like toast, you know, an egg and some bacon or something like that. Sometimes, but yeah, she'll want a smoothie. She'll want like a muffin and some, you know, some cantaloupe or something. So, like I said, she's kind of like her mom. So,
Now, once my daughter turned 6 years old, we were out of the, I think 6 or 7. We were at a restaurant, me, her, and her mom, and you know we were ordering our food. And my daughter saw the kids menu, and then she saw our menu. She's like, "No, I want that steak."
yeah,
That
she's like, "What is this crap?"
yeah, she's like, chicken fingers and all that stuff died when she turned 6, man. That was over.
She's like, "How come there's no arugula garnish on the kids menu? How come when I get a plate, I get like this piece of paper with 3 crayons,
Yeah.
and when you guys get your order, you get like a salad and some bread."
Oh yeah.
She's like, "What is this shit?"
Yeah, she's like, "Look, we go to Red Lobster." She's like, "Look, I'll have the Caesar salad, no croutons, extra bread, and a lobster pizza." Oh yeah, and give me an extra lobster tail to go with that.
I'm about to say, because my daughter's on some lobster tail.
Oh yeah.
She's on some lobster tail, crab legs, corn on the cob, and Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Like that's her jam right there, man. Like Red Lobster, she ain't asking for nothing less.
No.
So to answer this question, a lot.
If I had to guess, I'm probably saying to pay for all those things, you need between that, I say 3,000 to 4,000 a month.
Oh, gut punch.
Yeah.
Jeez, because mine for the longest has been a bit higher.
Yeah. I think that's on the low end.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's on the low end. Yeah. All right. So yeah, so we're talking about school, public, private. So that's where I was talking about Montessori. That's private.
Right.
Now, man, when first grade rolled along and the price for Montessori jumped up considerably, I had a decision to make.
Okay.
You know, so we went here, and where it has totally saved me money from doing this. It's like you notice the quality.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I've done public school, did a private Christian school for a while. Then I moved and I did a magnet school.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I like the magnet program. Now that was free, but the magnet has very stringent requirements. But either way it goes, it's trying to get your kids into these things. And it's something you've really got to think about, do your research and understand.
Yeah, and it's sometimes where you live, right? Proximity has a lot to do with that.
Now, as a person who's in the military, I moved a lot, and whenever I would go to a new location, I would always ask the realtors, you know, can you give me the breakdown of the schools in each location?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I would decide to live based upon how the school was doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Child hobbies.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's more your route here.
I was about to say, yeah, my daughter got a ton of them. So it's like, man, like anything art, if it's art, tech, like that's her thing. So it's like she does graphic art, you know. So I have like a whole Apple kit for like iPad, Apple TV, Apple Pencil. You know, I've got it set up to where I paired an Xbox to the Apple TV, so she's got Apple Arcade, tons of games there. I have a gaming computer here that she can play. So right. she's a bit of an artsy techie type of chick, but she also is a foodie.
Okay.
So she's really starting to get active in wanting to learn how to well, she was my wife was teaching her how to cook at a young age. I have tons of pictures where she's like kneading dough and she's like 2 years old and stuff, right? So it was already impressed upon her early, and so now she's tall enough to just kind of stand over the stove a bit and reach over, do things, and so yeah, there's when she wants to make things, you got to go to the store and buy it.
Yeah.
Right. So cost there. So just child hobbies, essentially the things that they're interested in. Right. Yeah.
And one thing about children, they change hobbies a lot. And I think people need to be
yep.
aware of that.
Yep.
Today they'll like this, tomorrow they may like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter's kind of like my daughter. She loves art, loves to draw. She likes to cook. As a matter of fact, my daughter does most of our cooking in the house now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So she, as a matter of fact, she's actually getting better than me. I don't want to tell her that.
No, you gotta keep saying, yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better. Yeah, it's getting better. And on the low, you're like, dude, I'm just gonna let you cook. This is way better than mine.
Her stuff is tasting better than mine. Like, what? She comes in and she makes her own sauces now. She'll call me at work. Hey, Dad, stop by the store and go get me this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Or like my daughter, she's big into like Japanese cuisine. So we go out, we eat a lot of sushi, but she's trying to like make these different things at home and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she's got this one dish. It doesn't really involve her cooking, but she'll take an egg, she'll crack open an egg, throw it in some rice, mix it up and eat it.
Wait, what? Like
she'll
raw?
take a raw egg? Yeah. She'll open the raw egg, throw it in some rice, some cooked rice, and eat it just like that.
Is that like what is that?
I have no idea what it's called. I'll ask her a little later and I'll send it to you. But that's one of her like favorite like little dishes. It's a quick little meal. She'll love.
Is it like that's like some Asian cuisine? Something you do? Oh, that's why I was like, I mean, I get what that. I guess that in a sense, it's like it's like eating fried rice because there's egg in fried rice.
Right, but it's not cooked though. So I mean, the rice is cooked.
That's the part that's odd, but okay.
Now she won't go near fried rice. She doesn't like it. Okay,
that's even more. But then again, my little one has the same sort of peculiar taste. Sometimes I'm puzzled by it. Like, dude, she's the one that's like, get me some mango, and there's like this stuff called Tajin spice.
Right.
So you put it on like fruit, like so. It's like a lot of the Mexican fruit vendors sell it. So they'll get you like a whole tall cup of fruit, and then put Tajin, this spice on it, and then it's kind of like a Caribbean type. I don't want to say Latino, but it's like in Mexico and all these other Hispanic countries, they make this and then they do it in the Caribbean also. It's just like whatever with the local fruits. Yeah. Man, she wants Tajin on everything.
Oh man.
Yeah, she wants Tajin on everything. It's like watermelon, Tajin, mango, Tajin, pineapple. She's like, I'm like, where? I don't even do this. Where did you get this shit from? All right.
Yeah, man. Sometimes it just. I know my daughter got hers when we were living in Las Vegas. She was going to a magnet school, so her major there was Japanese. So she immersed herself in everything that was Japanese, food, language. Me and her, we've both been big anime fans for years.
Yeah.
But the food became her thing,
So, I did a video of my daughter drawing. She like literally freehand draws anime characters and shit. Like I said, she's dope with the art stuff. And I find that the anime aesthetic does appeal a lot, particularly like to black girls who are a bit artsy.
Right.
Yeah, that anime, because they all have a lot. All the characters do have sort of a more ovular shaped face, sort of like more of a feminine aesthetic to it. So there's an appeal.
Yeah, because my daughter, she draws them. So you're probably familiar with the term OC, original characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. Yeah, so she's constantly trying to make her original characters, and she's online with a lot of other people. So I think what she does is she gets these art commissions.
Mm-hmm.
So and I will tell you, as a parent, art commissions don't come cheap.
No, no, man. I had a homie that was doing that stuff. He went the art route and kind of ended up losing his mind and becoming some sort of bohemian hippie dude who just kind of wandered the streets of San Francisco. But that's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Healthcare. Oh yeah.
Woo. Yeah. So, and I said this once before, my daughter was born premature and, spent like a month and a half in the NICU. When it was all said and done, it was over $200,000. Okay. Luckily, I have pretty good health care with the military. But that's just birth. Now let's go throughout the course of someone's lifetime. You got to do physicals. You got to get your wellness checked. I mean, a lot of things that a child is going to need throughout the course of their life.
Just like if a cold pops up and it's been 2 days and they haven't been able to shake it, just a doctor's visit, just something like that, even that just pops up unexpected.
Right. And kids are active, man. They always getting into something. They
That's
gonna
what I mean.
stub the toe and
Dude, my 4-year-old nephew just broke his ankle.
Oh.
Yeah, man. My brother posting pictures just a couple of days ago on Facebook, and I'm like, Elijah. But then again, I mean, dude, he's like a little daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I looked on Facebook a couple days ago, man. My brother and my nephew sitting up at the doctor with their thumbs up and his foot's in the cast. And I'm like, man, Elijah, god damn it.
Yeah, man. I remember like my nephew, he had to get his tonsils taken out, man. Yeah, my daughter, she could get like all these daggone ear infections, man.
Yeah, that early on, man. That's what my daughter. It was, ear infections, man. That was a thing.
Yeah,
a disability.
Yeah, now that's a situation that I actually live with because my daughter does have a disability. Now, that in itself takes a lot of work, a lot of patience, a lot of extra money, and just going outside the normal. And there are a lot of things that you have to be aware of.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're going to be things that are unexpected that you got to, some things you can't plan for. And as a father, you got to be able to adapt.
Right. No, man, you really do. Let's do this here. I'm going to take one quick minute just to acknowledge everybody in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've been kind of rambling and we didn't say what's up to everybody. Let's just jumped on into the chat here. So let's see who we got. Okay, so Mr. Heat, welcome. Scott, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Sir Ova, what's going on? Aquateki, top of the morning to you. Jay Shine, what's going on, brother? Top of the morning to you. Well, it's morning time on the West Coast. So I know you over, I think, in Germany right now. So good day to you, sir. Hope all is well. Now Jay Shine he's also
he's
a father. Yeah, with a daughter. Maybe we'll drop the link after we go through the PowerPoint. If he wants to hop on and chop it up with us a bit. He's got some insights on this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, you had to put this in here. I did, man. you got this one, man. I don't want to go near this one, but I'm gonna have to. But go ahead. Is your child gonna date?
But my child really doesn't date. I think she's tried it once or twice. Right now, just not her thing, man. But it's gonna happen. I mean, we as fathers, it's going to happen. So I think the best thing we can do is at least, tell, somehow educate our child what kind of person they should date. Now they're going to do what they're going to do, but we can at least, be a good influence and just try to steer them the right way.
Right.
Because like I said, it's going to happen.
No, it is. And, for me, I just try to make sure that, the image of males that she is in consistent contact with, right? The image that she consumes is one that's kind of reflective of, I'm not going to say me particularly, right? I'm her first imprint. Right? Yeah. So she's always around me. But what about those elsewhere? Okay. Right. Well, those men I want to have similar qualities, maybe, different personality attributes, right? But similar qualities in terms of, quality of life, You know, like what type of quality of life is a person maintaining? Dude, my daughter, like, I'll come in the room, she's on the computer and she's like on the Porsche website.
Right.
Right. She's on the Mercedes website. I mean, listen, she likes high end stuff. That's her thing too. It's just like
Yeah.
high end everything. That's just it.
Hmm.
So, you know, it's kind of like, all right. So I'll have her around, like, say, like the racetrack, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's dudes with a bunch of cars that they dumped a whole lot of money into, dudes that are super smart, typically work some sort of engineering, you have some sort of engineering background. They're the ones who built their cars, right? She sees me building racing machines in my garage, doing the, you know what I mean? So it's like I keep her within that. Okay, so that, you know, she's thinking to reach from that, you know, and that's what I can do as a father, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's like, I think for me, man, it's just that um, it's happened so fast, man. Like she's 9 now, and the last 6 years just kind of was like a blur. That's why I'm like, okay, well, that happened fast, and she's 9 now, so the interest in boys thing is really about to take shape here in the next couple of years, and then
It
from
is.
there, it becomes a whole different scenario.
Hmm.
And yeah, sometimes I feel like for myself, um, because I've been in this pursuit to kind of, I guess you can say, get back to where I was before we took the setback. You know, that life has been kind of playing out in some areas where I've kind of been, I don't want to say neglectful, where I just haven't really noticed it. And then it's like one day I get up and I'm looking at my daughter and how tall she is and how she's starting to change, and I'm like, where the fuck did the time go?
You know, speaking of that, I remember I didn't really. I remember when I actually noticed it. My mother was here, and we had to go do some clothes shopping. So
Hmm.
my daughter needed some new clothes, and we went to a store, and my daughter put some pants on and came out with these jeans, and and she was like filled out, and I was like, whoa.
Whoa. Whoa,
Then
whoa, whoa,
my mom looked at me, she's like, you're gonna have a problem. She's like,
whoa.
I'm like, what the?
What the fuck? I mean,
And now I'm
what
like, she's
the?
built just like her mom. Like, okay.
Oh, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, because she was kind of like wearing like like kitty clothes, kind of baggy, and then she put some real clothes on. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
wow.
man. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, can you go back? There was one
Go back
thing,
up.
yeah, that I kind of missed, and I don't think we hit it.
What's that? Which one?
Go back to like on that slide right there, part 8, the healthcare
Oh,
insurance.
mhm.
Um, we need to look also at dental. Dental is not considered part of healthcare insurance. It's a separate bill. Just so you
Oh,
guys understand that.
okay. You know what? Well, yeah, I guess that's true. You know, once
And
again, I'm
so is
thinking.
vision.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm thinking. Well, you know, we sometimes when you have one of the traditional jobs, right? You know, you're always getting your health. You know, you're setting up your PPO, your HMO, PPO, whatever, and then you're choosing your dental plan. Then you're choosing your whatever your Vanguard 401k, right? Y'all kind of doing it all together.
Right.
That's why in my head I'm always thinking like when healthcare, it's like, right, but uh nowadays the way a lot of work situations are situated, you're right, it's
It's,
separate now. It's completely separate.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so
um how much shit, okay, you need more than you did for one through five. You need
yeah.
more.
Oh yeah, big time, man.
Yeah, you need more. How about that? The answer to that one, how much money do we need for 6 to 10? A lot more than 1 through 5.
Uh-huh.
All right, there we go. Now we're moving on up.
Yeah, now they're getting older now.
Now,
Okay.
mind you, Johnny, we've been doing this ourselves this whole time.
Yeah.
All right, you got it. Go ahead.
Now I'm just saying, okay, now we're in them teenage years. All right. Is your child gonna drive? They got to get around. So now you got to
Mhm.
teach them how to drive. Oh, by the way, has anybody tried to insure a teenager? Because you're gonna need car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Or let's do this. What if we even take that off the table, right? And they're just gonna Uber it everywhere.
Right. So now you got to add up the cost of Ubers to and from places.
I mean, what, however way you try to slice it,
Yeah.
like whichever way you try to slice it,
There's no getting around it.
there's no getting around it, man.
Mm-hmm.
College prep.
Yeah. Now I think we kind of hit that one.
Yeah, we hit that one on the last one, right? So let's just take the last conversation and put it right there, because there was a lot to that. That we broke the whole school and college prep. We broke all that one down in the last live stream. So just throw that one right there. That whole live stream, just put it at number 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. But number points 12 and 14, okay.
Yeah. So
you need a car, you need insurance, it's gonna cost you money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna pay for Uber and Lyft, it's gonna cost you money.
Yes, sir.
Which way you want to do it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, either way it go, you're gonna need money.
That's why I was like, look, we can split this one down the middle, bro. Like, however you want to do it, it's gonna cost you some money. Maintenance costs in a car,
yeah,
gas,
yep,
oil changes, you know, all that stuff.
And that's saying if your car that you have is paid for.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we finance?
Oh,
did we?
Well, you know,
did we finance?
You don't want to give something that's going to break down, so you want to give them something new.
Oh, shoot. So now we're paying interest on a loan and an inflated insurance cost because the car is being financed?
Mm-hmm. Because they're under age 21. Yeah.
Oh, all that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So now you're 14 now.
Yeah. Right there. You have life insurance.
Uh-huh. So, God forbid something that happens to us as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our child is going to get stuck with all of our debt. Okay. And, you know, so therefore, if you got a house, it's not paid off, you know, your children, they're going to need something. And you're going to need life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think this is because right now, I don't want to see any more of what they call the GoFundMe's.
Oh my God, man.
No, man. So
let me tell you something, man. Well, you and I can both speak to this, you know, since, you know, we both have lost a spouse. You know, life insurance was very convenient. Let's just say that. It took care of a lot of things. Let's just say that.
Yeah. I think one other thing we need to realize is having life insurance on our children.
Right.
God forbid anything happens to our
them. Yeah. Yes. Because we always think in terms of like something that could happen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't really consider that other possibility.
Yeah.
Right. Because these are just things that I think a lot of people don't want to think about.
Right.
Or, you know, yeah.
And as a single parent, I think one thing you need to consider along with the life insurance is probably having a will or someone that you really can trust who will have your child's best interest at heart.
Okay, so I have an idea. Next live stream, let's do one on estate planning.
Okay.
Because that's where that comes in. That's exactly what we had set up.
Okay.
There was a whole, my wife had a will and testament. We have an estate set up. I think that's just a whole topic right there. Yeah, I think that's a whole topic. Do we have anything left on 14, or did you want to go down to 15?
No, we can go to 15, man.
So, because you know what, 12 through 14 might cost more than 6 through 10.
Yeah,
we talking about a whole car in college. And I'm thinking this might cost more than 6 to 10 and 1 to 4. I mean, and once again, we're doing this on our own.
Yeah, no outside help, no child support, none of that.
No. No, we're doing this on our own. Single dad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we chose this. We chose this.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes. Well, wait a minute. You know, also, if we went the surrogacy route, you know, we all paid $100,000
just for the procedure,
just to get it started.
Yep.
So we paid 100,000, and then
Now the question is, did we finance that?
or was that out of pocket?
Yeah.
Because if we financed a part of that, let's just say you put 50 out of pocket, and then you find, I don't know, man.
Yeah. All right, last one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, friends, family, they may, you know, for the most part, I think our friends tend to think like we do. I mean, typically you're going to associate with people who have your general values and interests and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But not always. Family can go either way. Even though you may live in the same household, family has their own viewpoints. Sometimes we don't always see things eye to eye.
Right.
So, and they definitely can affect your children, cousins, aunts, grandparents. You know, they definitely have different viewpoints. I know, like from time to time, me and my mother will see things differently. Definitely, me and my father see things differently.
Mm-hmm. Damn, really?
Yeah.
It's more. Yeah, it was me and my pops. We kind of be seeing things much. We see things much the same way, man.
I think now,
I think my mom, man. That's what we.
Yeah. So I think when I was younger, me and my mother saw things more alike. But now that I'm older, me and my father kind of do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then again, my parents, they don't see things eye to eye on each other. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I swear it's like as the older I get, man, the more I see like I'm just like my dad, right? So,
Yeah.
like, quick story, dude. That you guess, you know, I was talking about pops yesterday, and there's this young cat. I kind of mentor him a little bit. You know, he lives around the corner from my dad, right? And man, just found out, man, he got his girl pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know, he's like, I think he's like 19 or 20. He's like hardworking young brother. You know, he was working at the tractor factory co. You know that there's like a tractor outlet, and they do like industrial tractor supply company. Yeah, you know, he's working, you know, doing all like just, you know, blue collar shit, right? Just grinding. You know, he's a smart young brother, man.
Okay.
And you know, he's not supposed to, you know, hit the aqueducts to go fishing and shit one day. And so man, my pops tells me, he's like, yeah, man, you know, he done got his little, you know, little freak thing knocked up. And I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, man, what does mom say? And he's like, oh man, his mom happy as a motherfucker. And I was like, oh, here we go. God damn. Here we go. Cause he don't have no dad in the home, man. So that's where I was just kind of like, you know, trying to get him to like, you know, hit the track with me and do all that kind of shit. Cause, you know, he's naturally not wired to be on that, but
yeah,
you know, his mom let him up there with some chick in the home. They young and
you know, I remember there was a guy I was stationed with in the military, and I think I had just turned 40.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, he was maybe like 1 or 2 years younger than me. He was like 38, 39.
Uh-huh.
And his daughter got pregnant. Just had a baby. So he was a grandfather at 39.
Damn.
I was like, there's no way, man.
Oh.
So that is my one thing to these kids, boys and girls. No children. Do not. I am not trying to be a grandparent. Look, when I'm grandparents should start like at age 50.
Yeah. No, absolutely, dude. Like, nah, man. I mean, dude, I'm thoroughly expecting to be racing cars professionally at age 50.
Yeah.
So let's wait until I'm 60 or something like that. Please.
Sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so look,
oh, there's one thing we didn't hit was the social media aspect.
Shit. My bad. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. I forgot. Wait. There we go. Okay.
Now, but I think, you know, you did a really good job on this last time, the chat you had on social media, men and women. And I think this really ties back into that. So as a parent, this is probably our greatest fear, or our greatest enemy right now is going to be social media. Mm-hmm. Our kids go to this stuff. Now, I think the comment I made on the stream you did, I said social media is like a tool, but most of us seem to use this tool the wrong way. It's like
Mhm.
we got a hammer and we're trying to use it as a screwdriver.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and that that was what that whole discussion was about. Yeah, from a few days ago, because it seems as though what people have essentially started doing, whether they realize it or not, is they've now basically just taken on social media based arguments.
Yeah.
Right? They're really just arguing points that were created within social you now you've sort of removed yourself from the actual real life element where
Mhm.
you're actually trying to break down human to human dynamics, right? You've now removed yourself from that, and now we're in this social media space where there's like social media arguments, and so
Right.
now all humans are doing is just having a social media argument with each other, and what we don't want is our kids to follow suit.
And see, and now I think here's the thing with children. Many children, due to their lack of experience, they don't have the ability to see social media objectively.
Exactly. Well,
So,
shit, we're looking at the fact that look at the adults that they're raising.
yeah.
They can't.
Mm-mm.
So if they can't, that means the children are intrinsically just going to follow suit. That
Right.
is the problem. Unless the child is extremely brilliant
Right.
and decides that, a lot of their time might actually be better spent wandering around in the backyard looking at plants and butterflies and shit.
Uh-huh.
Right? That child is going to have more of a truer sense of reality,
Right.
right, than the child who is around a parent who is sitting around on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram arguing with people. That child is going to think that that's the normal thing to do.
Right. And now, based on that, that level of dysfunction becomes normalized. And I think this is something Doc Phoenix kind of talked about before. And Sir Badayu in the chat just hit it up that these points, social media points, I mean, they're being repeated over and over. I mean, it's social programming.
Mm-hmm. No, that's all, and that was the whole point of that conversation. That men, women, and social media is that, dude. This is I'm listening to it. I'm literally listening to it, and it occurred to me. I was like, dude, they have been thoroughly programmed by social media. This is utterly fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you think back to the 80s and, the 80s and 90s. I'm thinking back, when I was a kid in the 80s, I would watch TV. And during the TV program, there'll be commercials. And, one of my favorite one was the G.I. Joe commercials. And the kids out there playing with the Joes and Transformers and stuff. And, of course, in my mind, I got to have that stuff. I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to my mom and dad, hey, get me this, get me this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids are being programmed. So now we're just being programmed in a different way.
Right.
And that, I think that is one of the things that as a parent, you got to know how to deprogram your child. And it's this stuff is hard to fight.
You have to, I kind of talked about, like constructive integration of technology and culture. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that whole technocratic angle to things comes into play, where we're looking at integrating these things into our lives and our culture from a you actually develop it and wield it, right? So it's your intention that is the driver, and if our intention is to incorporate this and develop it in a way where it's beneficial to us, then it really does take an objective look at what our problems are and how to use this to fix it. Like, this isn't, I hate to say the rocket science term or anything like that, but it's kind of like, you're not going to be in a mode to critically analyze and look at how you could implement this stuff if you're wholly consumed by it and programmed by it.
Yep.
It's just literally impossible. I dropped the link for any brothers that want to jump on here. Now, what I was going to do was I was going to step away and get a refill of coffee. So let me do this. I'm just gonna set my keyboard here. Wait, is it? Was there any questions? Let me see here. Why butterfly kid won't be prepared to defend themselves from conflict? El Ghost, I think maybe I might have missed.
I'm trying to see what he's.
Yeah, I
I
might have
think
missed.
what he's talking about is, and I think it kind of ties back into what you were talking about a minute ago. These kids, they can't conceptualize what's actually going on. Oh, we got an echo.
Wait a minute. That's what happens. Hold on one second. I think I might have figured this out. So then if I go, I brought Jay Shine on, and then I go back, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. Do we still have an echo?
Mic check 1 2. Nope, no echo.
Jay Shine, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing
Hey,
good,
what's
brother. How you
wrong?
doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, man. No echo anywhere, right?
Now
Nope,
I'm
we're
hearing you
good.
echo.
See,
Good.
I figured this shit out, man. I feel like it's a StreamYard hack, dude. I just figured it out.
Make a checklist.
Yeah, I should. That's why he's like, as soon as you guys say there's an echo, I'm like, oh, hold on. I know what to do. Hey, I'm gonna step away for like 3 minutes. I'm just gonna get a refill of coffee. But hey, Jay Sean, go ahead and put on it, brother, man. I'm glad you could join us for the convo, man.
All right, it's a good conversation, good topic.
Hmm. I know you've
For,
been there with us on the single father tip with a daughter and everything. So
yeah,
been there,
that's why
done it.
I just changed my icon, to because last week me and my daughter was out in Cairo. That's us
Oh,
on the
Oh
camels and stuff.
shit, that's
that's
what's
nice.
up,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, hell yeah, that's
yeah.
what's up
So
right there. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so that's my roommate.
Hmm.
That's what I call her, the roommate.
Hey, but go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, hey, Jay Sean, I got a question, man. I mean, so you saw the things that we talked about.
Yeah,
So, I mean, so does anything stand out to you particular that you think that's one that you really want to hit?
I think the last point you was talking about was probably the biggest one.
Social media.
Yeah, because that's a new one. I don't know. None of us have a parenting, example for that. To deal with that. That's something that we that's new for us. We have to deal with, especially not just having the internet available at the tips of these kids all day and they on their phones all day. It's the kind of nonsense that's being pushed out there too.
Yeah.
So it's not just the act that they face is all in this device. It's the information that's being thrown around, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, because at least like with their friends, you can at least see who their friends are, kind of, talk to the parents.
Right.
Social media, man, it could be anybody around the world.
Right. Exactly. I mean, everybody's got access to your kid's mind. And back in the day, you was able to just decide, if a kid was around your kid, you get to look at the kid and say, hey, that's a bad example for my kid.
Right.
Now you don't know what examples, what I mean, or ideas are being given to them. So that's something new that we're gonna have to navigate.
Mhm.
And for me, I kept my daughter off social media. She still doesn't have. I think she just got a Twitter account last year. She's
Okay.
17, so
Okay.
yeah, she'll be 18 this year. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I didn't do this social media thing with my kid. I took it. I didn't even allow her to get into it. You know, yeah, no Facebook, no nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, your daughter, she's 17, going to be 18 here. And this, even though technically, they're considered adults, are they ready to go out and be on their own?
yeah, that's a
Mhm.
case by case thing, right?
Right. But,
Um,
but
so that,
I was going to ask you, like, since we've been going through this thing kind of, from like birth to like age 18, age, 20.
right.
I'm looking at this from a financial factor. I mean, I don't know how much money you think you've spent over the course
I
of
already know.
this time.
I can tell you right now, I could have bought a Bentley or a Wraith, cash. I'm not even talking about financing. I'm talking about cash. You know what I mean? With the money I spent on this girl since she's been born, man, she has no idea.
And you're
Just
still not done.
nah, not at all. It's about the college is coming up now,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean. But between little gifts like jewelry and clothes and medical bills mostly, but just feeding her
Yeah.
and just the living and expenses of taking care of a person. It's a
Mhm.
lot,
Yeah.
yeah. Hairdos. Well, girls, you
Oh,
got to do a lot of stuff. You got toiletries, and it's way more expensive than a boy.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I took my daughter to the hairdresser yesterday. That was $75.
I know, that's it. I'm out here spending 120 euros, man.
Oh man,
Euros. All right,
Euro.
so do the conversion on that. You know what I mean? 120 euros easy.
Oh
Because
man,
my daughter's natural, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So she gets the braids and then she does get extensions. She gets the, the braid extensions and stuff. We don't do the weave thing,
Nah,
So my daughter's Afrocentric looking. I want her to be comfortable being a
right.
black woman. You know what I
Does
mean? I
she
want to
drive?
study her. Not yet.
Not yet.
Just teaching her. And it's hard to do because over here in Germany, you're not supposed to be teaching kids how to drive. They're supposed to go to school.
Oh really?
So yeah, they catch you teaching the kid how to drive, you can get in trouble. So we caught we undercover with it, but
Okay.
truth be told, I really need her to go back to the States, get a license, and then come back over, and then through USERA or one of these military units, I can get her a temporary German license.
Is now the school for driving over there? Is it free or does it cost money
Oh hell no! The Germans, man, like they charge their people like 3,000-4,000. They charge non-citizens like 6,000-7,000
to get a license?
to
Oh
get a license. Yeah,
yeah.
they don't play around. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then if you have like 3 or 4 violations, you lose it, and you got to pay another like $2,000 to get it back. Look, you're not gonna mess around when you got those kind of financial constraints.
No.
Yeah, it's not like the DMV back in New York or back in Virginia where I live at now, and they just put you on 90-day probation or something if you got too many bad points. No,
Mhm.
no, you gotta pay. You gotta go back to a class, pay, and go through a probationary period. And people don't play around like that. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna spend that kind of money to get a license, you're gonna do the right thing.
Hey, I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
So, I guess the question is since I would say that I wouldn't necessarily recommend uh, one just willingly being a single father, right? Um, that's not something I would tell a man to or a young brother to willingly do. All right. Because there's a number of situations in the right situation, i.e., myself and Johnny Blaze, where you can find yourself single when you never intended to. Okay. And then there's, relationships that don't work out and all that. And so I think what's happening with a lot of younger men is that they're really trying to better understand, I guess, in this sort of this quickly changing in modern time, um, their desires to maybe be a father, right, and how to reconcile that with the changing times. Now, one thing that I've always said was number one, men should never, in my view anyway, aspire to have a ton of children to begin with, right? Because of that whole PowerPoint that we broke down and what a resource capital investment it requires to actually raise a child to an adult. I think when you contextualize it and look at it like that, you could see how being irresponsible with your seed fundamentally won't ever work to your advantage.
No.
Okay, right? So let's take that and then let's add the changing context of male and female relationships, where now men are also questioning the value of the value proposition of marriage as an institution, right? So you take that, you add up the cost of rearing a child, you go to the surrogacy route, we'll add 100 grand on top of that just to get into the game. And one has to critically ask themselves, how am I to look at fatherhood going forward?
Right.
And this is what I wanted to kind of preface all that and get y'all's thoughts on that.
I mean, I'm looking at it from the standpoint. At the echo again.
Oh, wait, because we brought somebody else on. So guess what you got to do? And how are we doing?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, test. Yeah, we good.
What I tell you, figured it out.
So no, okay. So what I was saying, based upon your statement, in order to effectively do this, you're going to need, number one, a lot of basic money and resources. Off the rip, you're going to need serious cash. And I think number two, with that, you're going to be able to have to take that same amount of cash and utilize it very effectively. That means paying for all the things that you need, the four walls that we talked about. Plus, you're going to have to probably pay somebody to provide additional help. I mean, look at what Jay Shine just talked about, all the things, particularly like where he's at, that it has to be done. And you and I just talked about.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need help. I mean, even with all the money's got to be utilized effectively.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll there.
And I would just say, having been a father, it's just like anything else you want to be in life. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be a baseball player, you gotta and really, really be good at it. You gotta have a passion for it. Like I just watched a video the other day of Stephen Curry, and for some reason, I didn't. It just hit me. Even though he has been playing ball all his life and has been a phenomenal basketball player, right? But when he just hit 105 3-pointers in a
In a
row,
row.
I said, "Hold up, man! This is all he does. I mean, this is
Right.
all he did. He has a passion for this." So my point is, do you want to be a father? You know what I mean? And if you want to be a father, I always wanted to be a father. You know what I mean? So whatever came with it, came with it. So we'll get into the smarter ways of being a father, but I'll just start there. First of all, do you want to be a father? You know what I mean?
Right.
You shouldn't up the club, and you shouldn't be having sex with certain type of women or putting yourself in that position if you don't want to be a father. Because then a lot of dudes get into it, and then they see how time consuming, how stressful it is, and how financial hamstring you can be being a good father. You know what I mean? Being an involved father, taking care of your business, it's going to
Yeah.
cost you paper.
It's not about you anymore.
Exactly. And there's a lot of things you're going to have to, sacrifice to be a father. So the question I have, first of all, to any brother that I talk to, any young man that I had a few conversations with young dudes about this. Do you want to be a father? You know what I mean? Is that something you want to be? You know what I mean?
Good
I
question.
always wanted to be a father. I love being a father. I love waking up every day and yelling down the hall and calling my daughter's name and what's wrong with this? Why your grades? You know what I mean? It's part of what it's not something I ever get frustrated with because I don't mind being it. It's what I wanted to be.
Well, that's like a small minor thing, right? In the greater scope of what parenting is going to essentially what's going to be involved in your parenting over time, right? That's just going to be a singular moment, and and that spans of time when the child first came as a baby to the time when you see the picture. I see you and her, and like at her age, right?
Right.
So those things that you mentioned, when you look at that time from the time she got here, that was just one of those moments, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yeah,
when I saw her come out her mother. I told I had a barber and he wasn't getting along with the baby mama and the kid wasn't born yet. And I was like, damn, this is tragic.
oh,
So I said, hey,
ooh.
so do you get along with the woman's mother? Do you get along with her mother? And he's like, yeah, man, her mother loves me. We cool. I said, whatever you do, no matter what she says to you, no matter what happens between y'all two, make sure you're there for the birth. And he was like, why? I said, dude,
Man,
it's very essential that you're
speak
there
on
for
it.
the birth.
Speak on it.
All right, because I'm telling you right now, if I wasn't there for my daughter's birth, based on how disrespectful my daughter's mother was, I would have went too far. You see what I'm saying? Or certain things. I'm kind of radical. I don't know everybody else's stats, but I ended up getting custody of my daughter a year and a half after my daughter was born.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave her a chance. You know what I mean? But I never went too far with it because I saw what she did too. At the same time, I saw her push my daughter out. You know what I mean? So I always had an underlying respect for her as, the mother of my child, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how, bad our relationship got or how far, we went in the courts, I still was like, all right, that's my daughter's mother. So seeing her come out and then
Wait a
going
minute.
to
We had an
to
echo there
the
for a second.
yeah, and then going to the infirmary when they take the baby and they get the footprint and give them the first
Hmm.
needles, inoculations, and all that,
Hmm.
and just touching her and being the first person my daughter seen. I was bonded with my kid from jump, from the door. You know what I mean? So, there was nothing that was going to break us apart. I was going to do whatever I had to do to be in my daughter's life. So I always recommend brothers, if you can be there for the birth. Some cats can't do it in the military or whatever, or just bad timing. You downtown, the kid is back in the suburbs, and the woman goes into labor. Shit happens. But if you can be there for the kid's birth, man, it's important that you're there.
Yeah, I mean, I would even say, man, to take it maybe a step or two further than that. I mean, in the right situation, you know, you and let's just say your partner, right? I don't know, whatever the arrangement is, but let's just say she's your partner. You guys are in the same domicile during the pregnancy. Why? Because during the pregnancy, the little fetus inside can hear,
Mhm.
right? There's a biofeedback that happens between the baby and the mother, number one. So
Yeah.
if there's a stress environment, so those stresses in the environment create different hormones and stuff, and guess what, that goes right into the baby's bloodstream. Baby then starts to feel like a stressful birthing situation, right? That's why you'll have babies that'll come out, man, and they're just stressed, so they cry a lot. Infants that cry a lot were born in like a stress, there was a stressful infant pregnancy. The other thing to that, hold on a second. The other thing to that is the fact that if you are in the same home during the pregnancy, that fetus also hears your voice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So when the baby's born, like when they hear that voice, instant connection. I remember like literally 2 minutes after my daughter was born, I was like, "Hey, you," and she just looked at me like, "Oh my god, that's you." She had this look on her face, right? Like it was just like this.
Mhm.
Oh my god, so that's you,
Yep.
right? And so from those moments, I intrinsically understood. Okay, this is some extremely deep shit. What just happened here? This whole birth thing, what just culminated into this person that I've created for the first time here. Holy fucking shit, dude! My life changed, and
Yeah.
um, oftentimes, man, those moments aren't actually those type of truths aren't realized because from inception there was never any intention, right? There was never any intention to bring a child into existence. Okay, the
Right.
intention was an unintended consequence. That's why the dude may or may not be there, and the woman may or may not wanted the child, or she went and had a child for selfish reasons, and then
Hmm.
into the
Yep.
pregnancy found that
Yep.
there's a
Mhm.
whole bunch of stressors and all type of hormonal changes that she goes through, and then all of a sudden it's a mess,
It is.
right?
Mhm.
And I'm saying the result of one versus the other vastly different. So men, okay, I mean, I'm a guy, so I'm going to speak to it from a guy's perspective, but as usual this applies to both genders. When I say responsibility in terms of how you go about sex is paramount.
Mhm. Yep.
Facts.
Right. Facts. I mean, I salute y'all brothers, not only y'all are fathers, single fathers. It's a different perspective from the other, opposite sex. They always talk about, we ain't ish and all this. I said, no, you got some stand up dudes that's showing you that they can nurture children as well, in a different light, but way it should be really. But, we all should love our
Listen,
children.
man, them
Yeah.
that stuff, right? That's them people programmed by social media. Okay,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
just there's nothing you could do for that.
Yeah, but I salute y'all, man. It's just like you don't hear it a lot in public, but it's like, man, you got some good fathers out here. It's
Well, I
just like,
mean, that's the thing, man. We break the
yeah,
mold, right? We
mhm,
ain't the stereotype. So who, if you're interested in really truly buying into a certain narrative about brothers like us, why would you come over here? Like, look, we only got like 20 people listening in, right? I mean,
Exactly.
I bet you if this live stream was about how black men ain't shit and we ain't good fathers, we probably it'd probably be triple the numbers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Speak, no, no, Jay
But it's
Sean, speak on
amazing
that.
though.
Go ahead.
It's but it's amazing that you have a y'all have a different perspective how to just raise children. I think Johnny mentioned about the social media. Yeah, it can mess your children up, and I don't see why people don't understand that that can harm their minds when they get older, and then you wonder why people are so addicted, to the fuckery.
Well, their minds are harmed, so they don't really see it. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's intriguing though.
it's a narrative that I think Generation X we kind of obliterated. If you just look at the numbers,
Yeah,
Hmm.
we were that fatherless generation, and we said we knew how I felt. Like my father
mhm.
wasn't there for me, but my father's father was there for him, though. You see what I'm saying? So
I
there
Yeah,
was
gotta
no,
tell you, Jay Shine, I'm one of the rarities, dude. Like I'm how I am because of my pops was
yeah. So
like yeah,
your
yeah,
link never broke. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
yeah.
That's
Mine
good.
mine's was a boomer though. He's a boomer. That's
Okay.
the difference. He had me in '88. He tried to have me in Gen X, but didn't last. But I came out the right time at 35 on the mark. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
usually what it is.
We kind of blew that up, man. And I'm proud of black men because the truth of
Hmm.
the matter is we are good fathers, and we got to keep in mind we're also the number one stepdad in the history of the country.
Oh
Yes,
And we've been
yeah.
exactly,
doing that since the
exactly.
days of the plantation. We always took in kids that wasn't ours. We had two generations that fell down, and then that became the narrative. And I'm just not gonna allow it no more.
Yeah.
If I'm in a
Exactly.
situation, I don't care where I'm at. If it's a room full of women, room full of dudes, I'm debunking that nonsense.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, and that's where also, Jay Shine, I would say that going into the future, what I'm not interested in having brothers do is do we've already, because of what you just said, right?
Mhm.
It's already on the table. We've already proven our competency in being able to groom the younger portions of our population, right? Through our actions, through our functioning and through our being, groom them into upstanding brothers and sisters who can stand on their square and be right and exact. We've already shown we can do this.
Right.
This is why at this stage of the game, I'm no longer interested. Well, I never was interested in it to begin with, but I won't try to dispel that myth. Here's what I will do, man. I'm gonna have these kind of conversations, right? So we can chop it up a little bit more and get more in depth on how to move like this. That way, your life reflects your actions, and you ain't gotta have no arguments with nobody.
Right.
It's like, well,
Right.
look, ain't nothing that I'm sitting on right now reflective of any of the shit you talking about. Take that shit somewhere else.
Yeah.
Take it to the bank. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you got to ask the
real
question:
talk.
why is so many non-black women willing to have kids with us? You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah. True.
the
True.
narrative is literally just having this life of his own. It's like a self-inflicted narrative. You know what I mean? We keep it going more than anybody else.
Well,
It's like it's
it's a
white
social
racist
media
men.
narrative.
It's white. Yes, it becomes a social media narrative because you got white racist men, and then you have some black women, and they just like they create this narrative. You know what I mean? For different reasons, of course, and they just throw it at us, and I'm like, nah, I'm Teflon. That shit don't stick to me no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Period.
Well,
That's
I
that.
mean, I've always been a real life. Real life is what I kind of base everything on, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not in. Like I said, man, I can't. I see the arguments, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Are y'all talking real life? I mean, y'all, this is very basic shit.
I know
And I,
Pookie's and Ray Rays with their kids. We made it cool to be fathers, man. Now they might have their kids sagging, but hey, he's there. I'm
well,
just saying.
look,
I mean,
look, man. I used to coach football with these cats, right?
right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to coach with my older brother. My older brother used to coach my nephews, right? But
Uh,
then you had like, I'm from LA and shit, right? So a lot of the niggas that used to bang and shit back in the day, they ended up getting blue collar jobs and stuff. And then
uh,
they like, man, look, I ain't trying to have my boys out in the streets,
no,
right? So
not at all.
we got them in Pop Warner and shit, and we all coaching together. And see, they tripping on like brothers like myself getting out here and really understanding the X and O's to the degree where I'm teaching them techniques and shit that they never even thought of. And they like, damn, nigga, like yo. And the next thing you know, we chopping, we splitting a blunt and chopping it up on some football shit.
Yeah,
And come to find out, the commonality between a quote unquote Pookie and Ray Ray and a quote unquote educated Lane, man, get that shit up out of here, man. We care about these young brothers.
right.
Yeah. You know,
Right.
we, you know what we did today. I mean, we laid it out step by step what it's going to take to raise a child from birth to they get out. And I mean, this is a step by step. This is a manual. So anybody who's choosing, and I'm saying you choosing to do this by yourself,
Hmm.
here's all the information that you're going to need. Now, if you want to do that, that's your own business.
Right.
But we laid it out for you. No and if buts about it.
We just thought we would itemize it for you.
Yeah, like the taxes.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you something else. My mother, I love my mom. She wasn't perfect. She's cool now, but she wasn't a good mom. She had men coming in and out of the house, boyfriends and stuff. And I made a decision. I'm not going to do that when I became a parent. So there's a lot of sacrifice that comes with it if you want to do the right thing as a single father. I had rules. I'm talking beautiful girlfriends. Look, you can't be here till after 9, and you got to be gone before 4. You know what I mean? Those are my rules. And and if the only time I had real freedom was when it was my daughter's mother's weekend. So every other weekends when I had freedom, what I mean, but for a long time, it's not an easy thing to do if you do it the right way. I refuse to have a bunch of women around, in and out of my house. You know what I mean? So, I made some personal sacrifices because of my own personal experience, knowing that that's not a healthy thing to do. And plus, I didn't want my daughter to see her father, womanizing. So, just saying, as a single parent, man, there's a lot to come with it. So, like I said, if you don't want to be a father, and you really don't, you really don't want to be a father, then don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Check yourself.
Yeah, man. Get a
Yeah.
hobby, get a dog. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Get a doggo, um get like a track car, dude. Like, spend your time like in money at the track or something. You do something constructive for yourself. Don't that I yeah, I just don't understand that proposition.
You can do it if it's something you really
I mean,
want
I
to do.
guess,
You
man,
can
but
do it. Yeah, because
yeah.
men are more practical anyway. We're more practical than women. I think we make better parents than women. And I think it's been proven out in the stats.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
but I
men-
don't think that because of this you should then do it on your own, right?
correct. Yeah. Just don't do it on your own. But if
Yeah.
it's in you to do it, you know what I mean, and you really want to be a father, I get that emotion because I always wanted to be a parent. And
Hmm.
now I will say this though, I don't have any more kids,
No.
so
Mm-mm.
so there's that.
No. No. One and done, bro. One and
I had
done.
one, and that was
One and
that.
done, bro.
Yeah.
One and
It
done.
was real quick, and like, oh, okay, I can't do no more of these.
Mm-mm.
But so that's that part. but
It's like,
but
yeah, I did it. It's done.
right.
Yeah, that's how I was like, dude. Look, if wifey was here, dude, then we would have done too, right?
Oh yeah, I would have. I wanted to
But
be Cosby, man. I wanted to be a Cosby when I was a kid. That was my thing. I always wanted to be a father. I wanted to be Bill Cosby. I wanted like 4 or 5 of them joints.
nah,
But when I
man,
grew up, there was no Claire
two.
Huxtables, man.
It was gonna be two and no more. And due to my situation, I got one. Hey,
Yeah.
man, that's it.
Okay.
That's
When I
it.
got older, though,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a bunch of like Anita Bakers walking around, Lynn Tollers, some Claire Huxtables. But nah, man, it was a bunch of Keishas waiting for me.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Now, Keisha, she'll give you a bunch.
Yeah, I was taking them
But
down. I was taking
oh,
Keisha's
yeah,
down left and right, man. But I didn't get
oh
the chance to
man.
find the right one. Put it like that when I was, coming up. So
Uh,
now a lot of the women I meet that got their heads on right, they tend to be a little older or they already got kids. So you know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
it's
man.
complicated.
Yeah, John, we was talking about that, man. It's real complicated. Like, when because you that here's another thing too, man. When you hear brothers be talking about a lot of this dating shit and what have you, to me they still sound like they're in their 20s to a large extent. Because to me, there's like a lot of things that I have going on, like business wise and stuff. And so I fundamentally think different at 43, right? So it's kind of like, man, it's a compatibility above all else, because there's too many other things that I actually have that my life is really kind of based on, right? So I couldn't even entertain a lot of those conversations. Like it's really just not even something that I can really kind of delve into. It just becomes a thing of like, okay, look, you either recognize that the dude's just got things going on, and you either get a clue or you don't. But I'm not gonna have a conversation with the opposite gender, like trying to convince them of anything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
it's all about flow. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, what are we doing here, man? I'll let y'all have that. Well, not y'all, but those others, y'all can have that conversation.
I'm actually not a question. What do y'all think about this? Because I heard somebody throw this at me, and it kind of made sense based on my experience. You
Hmm.
know, that a lot of women's maturity stunt when they start either E having sex or, excuse me, A having sex or B have a baby.
They
You
have a
know,
baby. Yeah, that's what happens.
and once they
Well,
pop that baby,
especially,
yeah,
yeah, especially when they have the child young, right? It basically, because here's what happens: they look to pick up where they left off.
right.
Okay, so that's. uh, I mean, I gotta, dude. Like I said, man, we may sound like some arrogant pricks over here, but when we talk about the sapiosexual shit, this is why I'm like, look, man, you gotta really get a really firm assessment of the mental space,
Mm,
okay? Because of what you just said,
yeah.
I'm going to go a
right?
different route with that one,
Go ahead.
just slightly. I mean, I think you're right on when they have the baby part, but I will say I think there may be other external influences also, and I think that's something that kind of stunts the growth.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that, because I mean, I've known some women who had children in their early 20s, very smart, but I look at who their social circle is. And I think the social circle with women plays a larger factor than people actually realize. I think particularly when they have children.
Mm.
Okay, so that's my only caveat on that. If they got a smart social circle, I think they'll do fine. But I think if they have a very poor one, you're going to see them pretty much fall in line.
Well, here's what I've also observed with it, right?
Okay.
Is that so? Okay, once the baby thing happens for them, okay, they have a fundamental, like, uh change in requirements for men. Okay, and so what then happens is that their approach to men changes, and it's not necessarily in line with men who weren't the men who procreated with her. And this is where they fundamentally are not, are having a very hard time, or where they're having a challenge, is that because of their situation, because of the child, and this isn't me being critical, this is me being observant. Because of that situation, now there's a different set of requirements that they have for men. And so, it's a set of requirements that, like I said, unless you're a guy who's okay with it, you're generally going to kind of just be like, well, what, like, you're still going to need your life, right? And this is where I say the compatibility thing, because their requirements are going to fundamentally require that you drop some of your shit,
Yeah.
right? They're not dropping anything. Okay, they're not dropping anything. You are, and that's where I fundamentally have an issue with that conversation, because I'm like, well, wait a minute. Since I don't ever recall on the date of my birth signing a contract or something that said that in my adult years, right, that I was going to be responsible for somebody else's situation that I had no inputs on. Sorry, that never happened. Now, this is where now I think the other side needs to sort of reconcile with that. And
Correct.
this is what see, they're never told that that's what needs to actually happen. Like, you reconcile that. Okay. What I have business shit I have to reconcile. Like now, this is now with my life, right? My own that has nothing to do with you, right? I have my own shit going on, nothing to do with you, right? And then so there's this demand that somehow I'm supposed to drop the shit that I've been taking a lot of time to build, right? That will ultimately build the wealth that I see over the long run. But I have to, no, that's not how this works. And see that, and so how men can basically firmly take that position, they have to have something that they're building, man, that they're working towards. You have to have something of value, man, that you're trying to protect.
Right.
Because if you do, then dude, you're not gonna let people come in and do that kind of shit. You'll think the mere suggestion is ridiculous, which I think it is.
I
This is Go ahead, Jay Sean. You got it. Go ahead.
I agree. I agree, man. You know, and I don't think we have to be as men. We have to negotiate with that point position either.
Well, that's
That's
what I mean. Once you're in that
yeah.
position, what are you
That's bad.
negotiating?
It's not a
What
negotiation. Yeah.
there's not that's what are you negotiating?
Nothing, really.
I'm negotiating business stuff. That's what I don't know. I don't negotiate what I'm going to like no longer do to bring you and some of your life's burdens into what the hell?
Right.
What? No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. No. No.
But
Mm-mm.
I tell you what, though, I don't regret anything. Being a father has been the greatest blessing in my life. Like seeing my daughter, grow up from a baby the size, of my forearm up to this beautiful young
Hmm.
lady, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then by extension, I'm also like a father to her friends. You know what I mean? So
That's
Mm-hmm.
cool, man.
Yeah.
so it's like you know, I'm the cool dad, but I'm also a dad that has rules. You know what I mean? So um,
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
and
That's
it's
good.
good to see these girls grow up, man, and just have that influence. And it's nothing like it's one thing about young girls that I've noticed is that they want father
Yeah.
figures in their life.
Yep.
I mean, I was dating
That's
this,
excellent. Yeah.
and who was at my daughter's elementary school graduation. I was dating this light skinned girl, and her daughter and my daughter were a perfect match. They loved each other. Her daughter was always trying to get me to get with her mom, and when her daughter would hug me,
Uh oh.
you could tell that her daughter like just wanted a dad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, man. Yep.
in a
Yeah.
way, it used to break my heart. When like to know that she was missing that, but her mother was on. I'm got my business. I'm doing this. I ain't trying to be tied down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Really ain't tripping on not
Yep.
tripping on what her daughter needs though.
yeah. Hey, can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah,
I just
man. Go
want to
ahead.
share
Go
something.
ahead. Yeah.
So this was you know like my daughter's friends now, and these girls are so mature, man. And they got fathers. They got fathers, and and I took them out to Paris. My daughter and her two friends. So I'm out in Paris with two 17-year-olds and a 16-year-old. You
Oh, the
know,
Louvre.
yeah. So
Yeah. At the Louvre. Yeah.
Mm.
this is my daughter.
Great.
That's on her friends. And good girls. You know what I mean? And they gave me inspiration because we sat and talked in the Louvre in the Egyptian section for like an hour, and the things that came out of these girls' mouths was so deep. You know what I'm saying? So you know, um, anyway, I just wanted to show
Mm-hmm.
you that.
No,
You
that's Pete.
know,
Oh, wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
oh, that's
Okay,
my.
we got to spark up
I was
a
going to say,
car talk. We
yeah,
got to
that's a
get
car. That's
one.
a car. That's a
We
car.
gonna have to
Yeah,
get one, bro.
that's a car joint. I was going to actually
Man,
email
look.
Mike V this year because when I receive it.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
anyway, that's a whole nother
I see you.
conversation.
I see you, Jay Sean. I see you over there, bro.
Yeah,
But no,
actually,
that's peace right there, man. You got your daughter at man at the Louvre, man, dude.
yeah, and we just came back from
Ah,
Cairo, just me and my daughter.
yeah,
So
man.
what I would tell brothers, even brothers who are like, who are in married or in a mixed, family, and you have sons, uh, take your daughters with you, man. Let your daughters hang with you from time to time. You know what I mean? Don't do the thing where the women, girls hang with the mom and you hang with the boys.
Nah,
Try
man.
to do what you gotta do with the boys, but bring them
Mine
with
goes
you.
to the track with me, bro.
Yeah, bring
Everywhere
your
I go,
girls.
I
You
know.
know what I mean?
Yep.
You know,
Mine goes
you
to the
just going to
track
the
with me.
bank or something like that. You know, you're gonna be out for a few hours because you handle business. Take your daughter with you.
Yep.
Yeah, let her
Yep.
hang with daddy. You know,
Yeah, she go everywhere with me, man.
yeah, you know. I mean, I pawn my daughter off all the time on girlfriends because I don't shop. I don't do the mall. I can't stand the mall. You know, if I can't get it delivered to my door, I don't want it. You know, so that walking around the mall shit ain't for me. But if one of my homegirls come by the crib and like, hey, yeah, take Smile with me to the mall, get her nails done here.
Yeah,
It's,
there you
how much
go.
money you need? How
Hey,
much
you need the
cash?
money
In my
here.
pocket?
Take the
Yo, they
dough.
take. I'm yelling upstairs, girl, get down here. Girl, get this lady wait for you. You know, you know what I mean? Take her. I ain't doing it. You know what I
Oh
mean? But
shit.
other stuff that I do, you know, I gotta take care of business, or every now and then I just say, you know, she's out of school and I still gotta work. Or you come into the office with me. You know what I mean? Just sit there all day. I don't care, read a book. But you're gonna be in an environment, in a professional environment, you're gonna just be around your pops. And then also I travel with my daughter. So, you know, she gets to see things and she's with her dad. I think that's important to have our girls with us as much as possible. Not too much, you know what I mean? Because again, they need to hang with women too, you know what I mean? But
No, they do, man.
yeah, but
That's my
let her
challenge
roll.
right there. That's my challenge, man. Because like what I've never wanted to do was have her like fully up under me to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't want like male impressions, right? I don't want you doing that, but I want you to get a sense of like what just being around men in say like a shop that whole masculine aspect of it, be comfortable with it, right? She totally is, right? But then there's, like I said, she's coming to the age now where, yeah, hair, nails, and clothes, and that's
Yeah,
starting to become a thing. And that's where that's where I'm looking at where I'm at in life. Like, okay, what am I doing to address this?
yeah,
Right.
Right. And that's kind of where I've had to really start taking a deep look at myself.
That's why I say, you are going to need help in certain aspects because there are just certain things as men that have. We don't have keen now, innate knowledge in, and
Hmm.
those are those areas.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Well, and what I find is that and this is, I would say one of my weak one of my weaknesses, man, is that, an over application of logic sometimes,
Mhm.
right?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Well, there's something definitely wrong with it when you dealing with females.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's normal though.
well, I'm talking about
You ain't
like
supposed to. Oh
daughters,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's not like a simple A, B, and C type of thing,
Yeah.
especially as
I
they
know what
get
you mean.
older.
Yeah, yeah. I try to leave that alone because I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
sister. Yeah, yeah.
right. So it's really about understanding kind of like what may actually be going on with them as they're growing. Little boys, we get it.
Yeah.
We
I
get it.
wish I wish Lawrence was on here. Lawrence Scott, he can tell y'all I think he's a father too, a single father. He's got like a couple of daughters. And he mentioned one of the difficult things is he said, if you try to teach girls, it's kind of hard to do the best you can. And he said, look, just let them be themselves when they get older. They have to have a woman mentor or something like that. I was like, yeah,
Well,
I know what he means by that.
that's what Johnny Boy was just saying. Like
Yeah.
they do need to have, and not just any
No.
female influence. And you guys, I'm gonna have to cut this at an hour and a half. I gotta go take care of
Okay.
some stuff. Yeah, I gotta do some house stuff.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
but yeah, no, it's that's why it's important that they have like a proper uh, female influence, right?
Mhm.
Especially starting at a certain age, like my
Oh
daughter's
yeah.
age, around 8, 9, 10, right? When they start approaching like preteen and then approaching teenage years,
Like
you know,
puberty and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, you want a feminine, graceful, classy
Hmm.
influence at that
Yeah.
time. That's that you and above anything else. You want that type of feminine impression on a young female child at that time. That's the impression you want.
Yeah.
Feminine, grace, class. Right when they start learning
Right.
things, etiquette, just kind of like it's small little intrinsic things. It's no different than when we start teaching young men, like, so for example, how to tie a tie, how to
Mhm.
look at yourself and see a man when you look at yourself in the mirror, how to see the man
Yeah.
in you. You know, and we teach young men how to, okay, it's that, but for girls. And you need, just like how you need the right man to teach that to a young male, you need the right woman to teach that to a young female.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get some last words on it. And then I'll spark up another one a little bit later. I just got, like, just, day's getting started. It's 10 a.m.
Oh
So
yeah,
I gotta.
let's do a part two
Yeah.
of it. I got
It's
some
Yeah,
one.
for the
well,
fellas.
It's
now
one.
Jay
It's
Sean,
one
we
p.m.
do, yeah, on Jay Sean, we doing the fatherhood joints like every Saturday. So just
Okay.
like how this time every Saturday.
Okay. If
It's
I'm
me
not
and
traveling,
Johnny.
I'll try to come through. Yeah.
Yeah, it's me and
Yeah.
Johnny Blaze that's doing these every Saturday morning. But I'm gonna fire up in a little bit, man. Just I just gotta take care of some stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, man, let's get some last words on it, man.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say, hey, Complex, once again, thanks for having me on, like usual. I'm looking
Hmm.
forward to the next one with the estate planning.
Yeah, well, so I'll put together the outline and then I'll email that to you, and then just let me know what you think about it.
Okay, and just to people in the chat and who are watching, we hope that you learned something from this. Hope that it's very useful, and the whole goal here is to better your life
Yep,
and,
man.
and your child's.
Yeah. And all I gotta say is, again, I just want to iterate. Becoming a father is a duty, and it's an honor as well. So make sure you want to do it. Before you jump into this arena, because it's not easy. So if you don't want to do it, it's going to be really, really hard for you and stressful for you. So make sure you becoming a father on purpose. And just shout out to my brother in the chat room. I see X in the chat room. Shout out to
Yeah,
Prophet
man.
Series. And I'll catch
Salute.
you brothers in the next one, man.
Hey, Jay Sean,
All
I
right.
appreciate you following through, brother.
No, anytime, anytime y'all need me, for real stuff. You know what time it is,
I got
complex
your
and stuff.
email, man. I think I
Yeah,
got your email.
yeah.
Hey,
Just
can you
call me.
put it in the back chat real quick, just in case I don't?
We'll do.
All right, thanks, man. So, everybody, any
Yeah.
last words, brother?
Oh man, enjoy this stream and the panel. You got good topics of a father's perspective, and just keep up the good work, man. It's just this is well needed for future fathers out here. If things happens like this, I mean, we know who to turn to, but we have to use this example, like show true leadership, for the children, and just tell them to stay away from that social media stuff that does harm for your minds when you get older, but it's excellent stream, excellent conversation. But that's all I got to say. But
All right, and Jay Sean, I got it, brother. Appreciate you.
No doubt. You got that's for you too, Johnny Blaze. Anybody
And yeah,
else
yeah.
hit
If you
me up,
need
man.
to, yeah, you want to grab his email in the back.
Sure, y'all welcome to it.
All right,
Got it.
cool. Yeah, let me put it right here. All right, cool. I got it right there. All right, brothers. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and shut it down for now. We're gonna spark back up a little later. Yeah, we're gonna chop whips, man. You gonna be around, Jay Shine?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
We could
All
do that.
right.
Last time I came on talking cars with you and Mike V, y'all almost made me go broke. Y'all had me tempted. I don't want. I really want to stay away from y'all because y'all dangerous.
Hey, man. Hey, well, you know what? You should have came through last week, bro. Go look in the archives, man. Last Saturday, man, we chopped it up for like damn near 4 hours about watches, bro.
I was in that
Shit.
stream. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
we chopped
cold.
it up about watches, man.
Oh, I have to take my tag. Oh, go get it fixed.
You got a tag here or
Yeah.
tag Hoyer?
I got that old the Tiger Woods golf watch.
Oh man, yeah, we did. It's called Black Horology Talk. Look, check that one out, man. We was chopping up, man, all watches.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We
you
was
gonna go
clowning
broke
on
messing with
folks.
us. Yeah, you gonna go broke messing with us when it comes to watches, cars, all type of shit.
Yeah, Super
Hey,
Triz was in that joint too.
Y'all
Yeah.
Scott,
dangerous. Y'all
Scott, you
dangerous.
asked.
Hey, hey, Jay, I just
Yes,
sent
sir.
you an email, man. Just so that way you have mine.
Okay, too easy, brother.
Yeah,
All right.
and then I'm gonna hit you. I got you. I just put an email together, Jay Sean. I'm gonna send it to you in just a second. Scott,
Okay.
you asking, is there a Patreon? Man, we're this is just this man, we not
I spelled it wrong. I'm sorry. Well,
Oh yeah,
Oh, it
came
bounced back. Okay, wait.
Yeah,
Post it again.
that's
Okay.
right. I just put it back. Hold on, I'm putting it in right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong because
No, Scott, we ain't monetizing the channel, bro. Like, you know, there's other ways we can build,
there
you
you go.
know, and you know, do things in terms of like making money and all that. We would prefer that, you know, we link up on some business shit to get money. We're not really trying to like, you know, Patreon it or anything like that. I mean, this is, you know, and I appreciate, man, the gesture. But yeah, you know, this is more of like we just kind of saw this as a
Yeah, man. I tried to
yeah,
I asked
I
Mike
don't know
V
what
about
to
the Patreon like a while ago. He
yeah,
damn near cussed me out. He
yeah,
said, "Fine, I
yeah.
told you we ain't monetizing
we
this."
ain't
I'm
we
like,
ain't
"Oh,
monetizing,
okay."
bro. Yeah.
It's like, "All right, Mike, goddamn,
No,
I didn't mean no harm."
hey, we was firm on that, man. It
Yeah,
was just
I
like,
know.
look,
He's
you
like, he
know
came
what?
back and be real firm. Like,
Yeah,
all right, man.
yeah. We
All
was
right.
like, nah, man. You know, we ain't trying to be influenced by no. We don't want nobody to take any. We don't want nobody thinking that there's a certain narrative we push in and we get money as a result, right? It was very strategic, bro. And there's other, like I said, man, I would rather us do business, like on the back end, whatever it is. So, you know, one of the 2021 goals here, man, is to get like a business consortium going, like getting like a database, and then how we can all use each other as resources when it comes to our companies and businesses. See, we're thinking like let's be more of a resource to each other like that. Like, just
Right.
this is just the information we putting out here.
Yeah, kind of like a fraternity is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. However you wanna
Yeah.
put it. You know, I always kind of looked at it as like that. You
Yeah,
know, kind of more of like a business league, a gentleman's, you know, business league, something like that. But
yeah,
that's the idea.
I like that.
Yeah, man. All right, brothers. Hey, I'm gonna shut it down. Give me a couple hours, man. We're gonna fire back up. All right.
All right, take care.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.